Hello, welcome to my channel. This time I will discuss the Black Death, the deadliest pandemic in history. What is the Black Death? How is it caused and spread? What impact will it have on European society and the world? Let's look at it together. The Black Death, also called the Black Plague, was a severe pandemic that first hit Europe in the mid to late 14th century, 1347 to 1351, and killed 1/3 to 2/3 of Europe's population. At almost the same time, there were epidemics in much of Asia and the Middle East, indicating that the events in Europe were actually part of a multi-regional pandemic. If you include the Middle East, India, and China, the Black Death claimed at least 75 million lives. The name Black Death is taken from the typical symptom of this disease, namely when the sufferer's skin turns black due to subdermal bleeding. Other symptoms are high fever, chills, headache, vomiting, and swollen lymph nodes, buboes in the neck, armpits, or groin. The cause of the Black Death outbreak was infection with the bacteria Yersinia pestis, which was spread by fleas. These fleas usually live on house mice, ratus, which are often found on merchant ships and densely populated cities. When mice die due to infection, the fleas look for new hosts, namely humans. By biting human skin, ticks transmit bacteria into the blood. The spread of the Black Death plague entered Europe in October 1347, when 12 merchant ships from the Black Sea anchored in Messina, Sicily, Italy. Upon arrival at the dock, most of the crew members had died, and those who were still alive were suffering from black, festering boils. Before the ship's arrival, Europeans had heard rumors about the bubonic plague spreading from China and Central Asia through trade routes. It turns out that this plague actually attacked China, India, Persia, Syria, and Egypt since the early 1340s. By 1348, the plague had spread in Spain and France, followed by Austria, Hungary, Switzerland, Germany, and England. By the 1350s, the plague had reached Scandinavia and Russia. No country or region escaped the threat of the Black Death. Even remote islands such as Iceland and Greenland were affected. The impact of the Black Death on European society and the world was enormous and varied. From a social perspective, this epidemic resulted in the hunting and killing of minorities such as Jews, immigrants, beggars, and lepers. Many people believe that this plague is God's punishment for human sins. Therefore, religious movements emerged such as the flagellants, people who tortured themselves with whips as a form of repentance, and the Lollards, people who opposed the teachings of the Roman Catholic Church. From an economic perspective, this epidemic caused a decline in agricultural and industrial production due to the mass deaths of workers. This has an impact on increasing prices of goods and inflation. On the other hand, the outbreak also provides an opportunity for surviving workers to demand higher wages and better working conditions. This triggered changes in the social and class structure in Europe. Culturally, the plague inspired many works of art and literature depicting the suffering, fear, and death caused by the Black Death. One famous example is Giovanni Boccaccio's The Decameron, 1353, which contains 100 short stories told by 10 young people fleeing the plague in Florence, Italy. These works reflect the attitude of European society, which tends to live only for today without thinking about the future. That's my discussion of the Black Death, the deadliest pandemic in history. Hopefully, this is useful and adds to your insight. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video. Thank you.